Good evening, dreamers. Welcome to Dreamtime Science, the place where wonder slows to a whisper and curious minds drift into sleep. If you've arrived here, you're probably searching for something equal parts soothing and slightly nerdy to carry you toward tomorrow's sunrise. You're in the right place. As we nestle into our night's repose, let's embark on a celestial journey where time stretches and bends in the hands of gravity. It's a realm where hours bloom into years, a dreamy dance of interstellar time. With a sigh of cosmic wonder, let's glide gently into this star-kissed mystery, cradled in the soft cradle of curiosity. Before we begin, may I ask a tiny favor? If this kind of midnight science story helps you doze, a quiet like or subscribe lets this sleepy corner of the internet keep glowing. And because I love to see how far the starlight travels, where are you listening from and what time is it there? Slip your answer into the comments below. I read them like bedtime postcards. Now take a moment, adjust your blanket, find the perfect hollow in your pillow, let your shoulders melt, breathe in and out. Ready? Then close your eyes and let's wander together. As the soft glow of the night's embrace settles over your surroundings, imagine we are together in a quiet corner of an ancient library where the weight of time seems to have paused. Rows upon rows of tall shelves stretch up and away, their contents filled with countless stories and secrets. Tonight, our exploration is as gentle and profound as the turning of a well-loved page. We shall begin a delicate journey, one that weaves through the subtle fabric of the universe itself, tracing the invisible threads of gravity and its mysterious dance with time in the vast expanse of space. It may help to feel the simplicity of stillness at this moment, like a calm mirror reflecting the soft light of distant stars. Time, as we ordinarily experience it, ticks in steady beats, seconds lingering comfortably in their sequence, hours rolling gently onward. Yet, beyond the familiar pulse of day and night, far from Earth's quiet embrace, time reveals itself in a more elusive form. There, gravity, the gentle force that tugs everything together, performs a hidden role. It whispers softly to time, bending it, stretching it, weaving it into patterns we cannot see, but can understand slowly, like a quiet story unfolding. To ease into this thought, picture a great clock placed somewhere in space, perhaps near a massive star or a sleepy, distant black hole. The hands of this cosmic clock do not move as they do here on Earth. Instead, their motion is altered by the gravity that fills the space around them. What feels like a moment on our planet may stretch or shrink in those remote places where gravity's pull is stronger or weaker. Before we enter such spaces more deeply, let us first allow our senses to settle, to drift like a slow river, carrying our minds gently forward. We all remember the simplest image. Something heavy placed on a soft cloth causes it to sag, forming a dip. That cloth could be stretched taut across a frame, a fabric of quiet strength. Imagine now that this fabric is not cloth, but the very frame of the universe itself, known to physicists as the fabric of space-time. Gravity is the presence of mass or energy bending this fabric, pressing upon it, creating curves and valleys. When a heavy object rests here, the sun, a planet, or a heavy star, it creates a deep well in this fabric. This well is not just a physical indentation, but a way in which the passage of time itself is affected. In the gentle quiet of the night, think of a droplet of ink falling into a placid pond. The ripples spread, moving outward calmly. In the same way, gravity affects space and time together, creating a ripple in the flow of existence. Time near this well stretches slower, like a slow drip of honey, than time far away, where the fabric is almost flat and uncurved. This is what scientists call gravitational time dilation. The deeper the well, the slower the clock ticks, in comparison to a clock further away, where the fabric lies nearly flat. You might feel now the world inside this well, as if you were floating slowly down into that soft curve, watching the stars above shimmer, while your own sense of time seems to gently slow. Imagine for a moment an astronaut softly drifting towards a massive planet, much larger and heavier than Earth. As this person nears the planet's surface, each second experienced would be a little longer for them than for a friend resting farther away. Without rush, we consider this difference a silent secret carried on the currents of gravity, invisible yet profound. This idea may seem strange, yet it has been observed again and again. Precise measurements from satellites orbiting Earth, instruments that measure time with exquisite accuracy, show that clocks closer to our planet's surface tick more slowly than those far above. These findings are not just stories, but living truth, whispered by light and measured in tiny pulses. The Global Positioning System, or GPS, which guides many journeys through space and on Earth, must account for this gentle slowing of time. Otherwise, its maps would drift out of alignment like a dream that forgets its own path. In the deep night, as your breathing grows slow and even, picture now not just one but many clocks placed at varying heights above Earth. Each clock marks the passage of moments, but you notice something unusual. The lowest clock, resting near Earth's surface, marks time a little more slowly than the one higher up in the sky, and the difference, though tiny, is real and tangible. This marvel is entwined with the promise of gravity, a silent guardian shaping not only space, but the very flow of time. Beyond Earth, the effects grow more pronounced. Near a neutron star, an object several times the mass of our Sun, yet crammed into just a few kilometers across, the gravity is fierce and deep. The fabric of space-time around it curves sharply downward, much like a steep valley hidden among mountains. If a clock were placed there, it would move so slowly that to an observer far away, its seconds would stretch out, prolonged and slowed by the intense gravity. There is a beauty in this, a rhythm to the universe's soft power. Gravity's influence upon time is not a harsh distortion, but a gentle, natural song, in which time itself dances with the heavy pulse of matter. Each tick of a clock becomes a note in this quiet symphony, merging with space in an eternal embrace. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the story of time and gravity unfolds, layer by delicate layer. Before we continue, breathe deeply once more, sensing the calm momentum of this exploration. Now imagine an experiment, subtle and clever, like one whispered in the halls of an ancient school of thought. Two twins, identical in every way, embark on different journeys. One remains near Earth's surface, while the other travels high into orbit, far above the planet's grasp. When they come together again after many months, the difference in their ages reveals the quiet song of gravity's time-bending power. This thought experiment is known as the twin paradox, a remarkable tale in which gravity's gentle hand stretches and compresses the threads of time between siblings. The larger story behind this phenomenon harks back to Albert Einstein's revolutionary insights over a century ago. He graciously unfolded the delicate tapestry of the universe by showing how space and time are not fixed backdrops, but lively partners in a cosmic dance. Mass and energy, he revealed, shape the curvature of space-time, guiding the paths of planets, light, and even the ticking of clocks. Each clock is a tiny incandescent ember of time that glows more or less brightly, depending on its place in this broad, curved expanse. As you imagine this, a distant star pulses softly in the black velvet vastness. Light streams across distances measured perhaps in millions of years. Yet close to that star, time flows differently than here on Earth, inviting us to see our experience not as absolute, but as part of a broader whole. There is also an emotional depth to this science, beyond numbers and equations. Imagine the quiet moments of return, when travelers step back from the edges of gravity's realm. They bring stories of hours stretched into days, of moments gathered into lifetimes. Our own lives, rich with memories and dreams, exist within gravity's embrace, flowing gently forward on a river shaped by invisible contours. While gravity pulls and bends, it does so with tender consistency, weaving the threads of time's fabric in a way that is subtle and profound, never violent or abrupt. As you rest now deeper into this understanding, feel how the universe's deep, endless calm absorbs all distraction. The serene order of time and gravity becomes a lullaby, rhythmically soothing, steadying the mind and heart. Tomorrow, when we return to this quiet library of ancient knowledge, we shall build gently from this foundation of gravitational time dilation, exploring its effects on journeys beyond Earth and how it shapes the stories of clocks traveling near light's own speed. But for now, in this moment of quiet connection, feel the gravity of your own breath, the passage of your own time, steady and sure, cradled in the vast, beautiful structure of the cosmos, a gift of nature's design, infinitely complex and soothingly simple. The night holds you softly, and you travel slowly through time's gentle bend, wrapped in the quiet mystery of gravity's influence, as peaceful and profound as the turning of a page in an ageless book. Rest now, wrapped in the softly stretching folds of space-time's embrace, as the universe whispers its endless, calming tale, said over and over, the story of stars, gravity, and the gentle flow of time itself. In this stillness, time slows just for you, and the night, the cosmos, and your breath become one. As our journey through the gentle mysteries of time continues, we find ourselves now moving deeper into the cosmic sea, a realm where the very fabric of existence curves and bends under the quiet weight of immense gravity. In the earlier part of our story, we touched upon the delicate whisper of time itself, how it waxes and wanes, speeding along in some places and slowing in others, an unseen river that flows differently depending on where you find yourself in the vast expanse of the universe. Tonight, as your eyes grow heavy and your thoughts drift towards that soft embrace of rest, we will follow that current, descending gently into the subtle, almost poetic phenomenon known as time dilation near massive cosmic bodies. Imagine, if you will, a great cosmic cathedral, its vast spires stretching into the glowing dark, pillars carved from stars and shadows. This is the universe where Einstein's vision unfolds, a stage set for time and space to dance their intricate waltz. We wander down a marble corridor, the walls etched with the stories of gravity, light, and matter. Here, time is not the steady drum we often imagine, but a delicate fabric, pliable and responsive to the immense forces that shape the cosmos. Envision a massive star, one so colossal, so dense, that it bends the space around it like a glass paperweight resting on a silk cloth, causing gentle ripples that radiate outward in stillness. Gravity is the unseen artist here, crafting subtle curves and dips in the space itself. It is within these curves that time begins its transformation. Normally, for us here on Earth, time ticks steadily, like the regular steps of a slow, sure clock. But near a massive star, or more dramatically, near a black hole, those steps become softer, the ticking slower, as if the clock itself has grown tired and wishes to rest. To understand this, we must first picture time and space as intertwined partners, woven like threads in an infinite loom, together creating the fabric we call space-time. Nothing lives in space-time alone. Everything belongs to this interplay. Mass, the very substance of stars, planets, and you and me, causes this fabric to warp and curve, much as a boulder laid upon a trampoline leaves a depression in its surface. The more massive the object, the deeper the curve, the heavier the dip in space-time. And in those depths, time behaves differently. As you settle deeper into your pillow, let your mind float closer to that cosmic fabric and the incredible sensation time experiences near these giants of the universe. Since gravity is stronger near massive bodies, time itself slows down when measured close to them, compared to a more distant observer. It's a serene, almost poetic bending of moments. Imagine two friends, one standing gently at a distance beneath the quiet trees of our earth, and the other venturing close to that giant star, drawn near by the irresistible pull of gravity. For the friend near the star, each second stretches, lengthening softly, the seconds slipping quietly like molten gold through a slender hourglass. For the friend further away, time unfolds at its usual pace, yet both share the same universe, woven together across this subtle variance in the flow of seconds and minutes. This bending of time, this dilation, is not just a poetic thought, but a reliable truth, observed, measured, and confirmed by the delicate instruments of our science. Think for a moment of the brilliant pulsars, the cosmic lighthouses spinning deep in the celestial darkness. These neutron stars, spinning with relentless precision, serve as clocks in the heavens. When scientists observe pulsars nestled within strong gravitational fields, they notice their pulses, incredible mechanical marvels of rhythmic light, arrive slightly altered in rhythm, slowed by the gravitational embrace of their surroundings. The universe, in its countless acts of whispered elegance, reveals to us its profound truth. Time, though subtle and mysterious, is sculpted by gravity's hand. Let us dig a little deeper into the serene mathematics that underlies this story, gentle and flowing like a quiet brook. The famous Schwarzschild solution, named after the wise Karl Schwarzschild, describes how space-time curves around a non-rotating spherical mass. The closer an object approaches this massive body, the further time stretches and slows. Mathematically, the rate of time's passage is slowed by the factor square root of 1 minus the gravitational influence divided by the speed of light squared times the radius from the body's center. To the untrained ear, this might sound rigid and cold, but in truth, it's a whisper of natural law, a delicate formula capturing the elegant waltz between mass, space, and time. Picture the star again, a radiant beacon surrounded by the gentle fall of time's slowing pulse. Far away, time flows easily, but as one passes closer to the surface, the seconds lengthen, stretching out like the shadows of evening. If someone could hover just above the surface, suspended in the star's ever-present embrace, their wristwatch would tick slower compared to yours back home beneath the night sky. If that friend looked outward toward distant stars, the universe itself would seem to speed up, compressing moments into a swift blur. And when they returned, the difference in elapsed time would surely astonish both friends, but in a quiet, natural way, as if the universe itself was breathing softly through the lulls and lags of time. Now, consider a black hole, the ultimate cosmic body for this story, an eternal well so deep that not even light escapes its grasp, where space-time curves infinitely. Around such a cosmic titan, time bends so dramatically that from afar the black hole's edge known as the event horizon, seems frozen in time, a silent sentinel holding moments captive. An observer distant from the black hole sees clocks near the horizon, slow and slow, inching toward stillness, as if time itself hesitates to cross this threshold. Yet, for the traveler who ventures near the horizon, time flows normally, a paradox as profound as the dreams that dance behind your eyelids, where perception and reality blend into one. The contemplation of black holes and time dilation invites a profound quietness, a sense of awe not born from spectacle but from humble recognition of nature's depth and subtlety. This is not drama, but the soft music of the spheres, a lullaby woven from the threads of curved space-time and stretched seconds. Our journey here is not about the chaos, but about the quiet truth, that gravity asks time to be patient, to slow, to linger, as it pulls and twists the world around it. Beyond the science, this phenomenon offers a gentle meditation. The universe is not rushed nor hurried, but measured and mindful. Time is not a harsh master, but a tender element, responding to place and presence. And as you lie wrapped in your own quiet universe tonight, you might imagine these celestial bodies and their patient, curved time. They invite a similar patience, a soft, unhurried awareness. Returning slowly from this cosmic reverie, we remember that the implications of time dilation ripple even into our daily lives, though subtly. GPS satellites orbiting high above Earth must adjust their clocks to account for tiny differences in time's flow, affected both by their velocity and the reduced gravity at their altitude. If these adjustments were not made, their guidance would drift, and the dance of direction we so often take for granted would falter. In this way, the great cosmic ballet of curved space-time gently touches the small motions of our modern life. And so as the night deepens and the stars twinkle through your window, think for a moment of the countless moments suspended near stars and black holes, their seconds stretched into silken whispers. Imagine the slow tick of time near a neutron star, perhaps spinning quietly in the dark, or beside a black hole where seconds nearly pause inside the swirling shadow. These are the hidden rhythms, the soft verse beneath the universe's great poem. In the stillness that envelops you now, let your thoughts drift effortlessly into these vast, curved spaces, where time slows as gravity grows, where seconds stretch and sigh beneath weighty stars, and where moments ripple gently outwards into the vastness of night. There is comfort here in knowing that every tick of the cosmic clock, no matter how bent or stretched, counts the gentle passage of existence with care. Breathe slowly now, the air flowing soft and easy. Imagine your heartbeat syncing with those slow-moving moments near a great cosmic body, steady and sure amid the curvature of space-time. Each breath inward is like moving closer to the massive star, each breath outward like drifting away into the open universe. The rhythm of your breathing becomes the rhythm of the cosmos, eternal and calm. And as you sink deeper into the warm embrace of sleep, carry with you the soothing knowledge that time itself bends and lives, stretches and lingers, not a harsh taskmaster, but a quiet companion along your journey. Near massive stars and the shadows of black holes, time speaks softly, with patience and grace, reminding us all that the universe holds its moments gently, the way you now hold your own. Let the gentle curvature of time lull you, the rhythmic pulse of slow seconds wrapping you in quiet comfort. The stars are watching, heavy with gravity, yet light with mysterious motion. And in that watching and in the waiting, the night enfolds you softly, carrying you on wings of time, gently slowed and beautifully stretched into rest. With every mindful breath and every quiet thought, you are drifting nearer to the vast cosmic silence, where time, bent and bowed by gravity's touch, sings a lullaby just for you. Let that song carry you ever onwards, through star fields and shadows, into peaceful dreams, where space-time curves as softly as your slumber will unfold. Sleep now, wrapped in this celestial calm, as time slows all around you. There is nothing to hurry, nothing to fear, only the patient universe cradling you gently in its endless, tender embrace. As the quiet hum of our journey through the cosmos continues, we find ourselves drifting gently, ever so slowly, into the deep and mysterious realm where gravity weaves its quiet enchantments. In the previous chapters of our exploration, the earlier evenings spent unfolding the dramas of light and clocks within the folds of space-time, we traced the contours of how gravity, invisible and pervasive, plays its subtle role in shaping the flow of time itself. Tonight, as dusk deepens around us, and the stars outside our window gleam faintly, let us settle softly into the next chapter of this celestial story, where the gravity's grip tightens, grows heavy and profound, bending the very cadence of time. Imagine, if you will, a place far from the soothing comforts of Earth's familiar gravity, a place where the heaviness of gravity field is not gentle or mild, but enormous, immense, beyond everyday experience. Picture yourself near a great cosmic giant, a black hole, the great mysterious dark heart of the galaxy, a well of such concentrated mass that its gravity bends space into a nearly impossible curve. It is here, in the depths of these extraordinary fields, that time slows with a grace almost beyond belief. To an observer far away, standing safely in the calm neighborhoods of stars, time ticks steadily onward, unperturbed by the violent physics nearer to this massive being. But as you approach this titanic mass, time itself seems to whisper differently. Seconds stretch and expand, becoming long and languid, as if coaxed by the immense gravity. Scientists call this phenomenon gravitational time dilation, a pause in the cosmic dance, where the normal passage of moments is warped, twisted almost like soft taffy pulled slowly apart. If you were an intrepid traveller, daring enough to drift close to this monstrous gravity well, you would find your watch slowing, your heartbeat synchronized with the slow, deliberate tick of a clock that doesn't quite keep pace with the world left behind. Your seconds would dance like lazy shadows in the gentle light of dusk, while the other side of the universe continues with its steady pulse. Time, it would seem, leaks at different speeds, and in these places where gravity's hand is strongest, it stretches and dilates more than in any other corner of the cosmos. Let us now step quietly even closer into the imagined silhouette of a star on the brink of collapse, destined to become a neutron star or even a black hole. These incredible remnants, born from the demise of massive stars, cram incredible mass into astonishingly small spaces. Gravity here is no longer a soft caress, but a fierce embrace, tugging and pulling with a strength so intense it seems to fold space and time around itself like a blanket on a cold night. Standing near the edge, where the surface gives way to the soul of these objects, the event horizon of a black hole, or the infinitesimally small crust of a neutron star, time itself appears to slow to a near stop. For an observer watching from afar, an object falling towards such realms would seem to hang suspended, frozen in place, its movements stretched into endless moments. This perpetual hovering near the precipice, where time fades almost to stillness, marks one of the most profound effects of gravity's power on the flow of time. In these fields, light itself struggles to move freely, and the fabric of space-time bends sharply inward. The deeper gravity's pull, the more pronounced its effect on time. Scientists have measured these effects gently but persistently, for instance, by observing pulsars, spinning neutron stars whose consistent pulses of radiation act like cosmic clocks. The pulses reaching Earth tell stories of time dilated by unimaginable gravity, where moments stretch and squeeze in intricate dance steps, choreographed by gravity's commanding presence. This stretching of time near heavy gravity fields is woven directly into the nature of the universe. It tells us that time is not a river flowing equally everywhere, but a river that changes its pace depending on the landscape it travels through. Near a massive object, time flows slowly, and far away, it rushes ahead unabated. This insight comes from the exquisite predictions of Einstein's general theory of relativity, which reshaped our understanding of gravity not as a force pulling on objects, but as the curvature of space and time themselves. The mass of an object, no matter how remote or immense, sculpts space-time, creating hills and valleys through which time journeys at its own unique pace. Now imagine floating freely just outside the edge of this intense gravity, where space warps around you like a vast ocean, calm yet immense. You hold in your hands a small clock, your personal timekeeper, and you gaze back toward Earth, that familiar blue-green sphere suspended in the void. From your vantage point, you watch as events on Earth proceed with a steady tick, but your clock moves with the slowed rhythm of this region, where gravity asserts its dominion over the very heartbeat of time. The implications of this are deep and beautiful. If you could stay in this heavy gravity field for what feels like moments, then return to Earth, you would find that more time had passed back home than you had experienced. Your short minutes near the black hole correspond to much longer minutes on Earth. In this way, your journey has become a voyage into the past, stepping forward in what your watch marked as moments, but what the world measured as hours, days, or even years. This curious slipping of time, or its expansion, is not just a science of the distant and invisible. It affects us even here on Earth, where gravity is gentle but present. Deep within Earth's own gravity well, tick rates of extremely precise atomic clocks slow imperceptibly compared to clocks far from Earth's pull, such as those orbiting satellites high above in space. This slowing is accounted for every time GPS devices calculate your position, allowing them to correct for time's slow march near Earth's surface versus the faster beat in the vacuum of space. As we drift deeper into this gentle nightscape of thought, consider the stars as sentinels of heavy gravity, each one a master sculptor carving the flow of time around themselves. The mass swirling in their hearts, the collapse of their cores, the brilliant, fierce light they emit, all enfold time in their gravitational arms. And when some of these stars collapse, born from cosmic fires into neutron stars or black holes, they open a gateway to time's slow-motion ballet, where moments stretch and yawn in the vast emptiness. Not only does gravity affect the flow of time near the surfaces of these collapsed stars, but at the very center, where density reaches extremes, the rules of time itself may transform into something even more mysterious. Physicists suspect that at these cores, classical space-time might give way to quantum effects, where our familiar ticking and passing could dissolve into something more fluid, less certain, where time might slip through the fingers of even the most careful observer. The story of heavy gravity and time is a story written in invisible ink and whispered in the language of the cosmos. It is a tale not only of slowing seconds near massive objects, but of the fundamental connection between what gravity is and how time flows. It teaches us that the universe is an intricate dance, where the immense and the infinitesimal weave together, where space and time are partners bound tightly by the gravity of things. Massive stars, invisible black holes, and perhaps even the very mass that you quietly carry in your own body. This understanding invites a certain peaceful quietude, a deepening of wonder at the rhythms of the night sky. Above you, the stars shine with an ancient patience, their light a gentle echo of the slow crawl of time near worlds wrought by gravity's hand. As you close your eyes, let these stories settle softly, the music of heavy gravity fields and their shaping of time lulling your mind like a gentle tide. Picture now a slow passage through one of these heavy gravity fields, a celestial drift guided by invisible currents. Feel the weightlessness near the event horizon, but notice how time's stream slows to a graceful crawl, a silver thread pulled taut by the unseen fingers of gravity. Your senses relax as moments stretch, expanding endlessly, and your mind drifts in the soft shadow of time's gentle bending. And as you float there, suspended above the mysteries, your thoughts might wander to the paradox of simultaneity, how two clocks, one near heavy gravity, the other far beyond its reach, tell different tales of the passage of time, both equally true, each a valid reading of the universe's pulse. Time, it seems, is flexible and personal, an intimate companion to the vast and the small, to one and all. The heavy gravity fields teach us a profound lesson, that time is never rigid or absolute, but elastic, responsive to the presence of mass and energy. They reveal the grandeur of nature's design, where the intimacy of space-time bends and flexes under the majestic weight of existence itself. Perhaps tonight, as your breathing slows and the world's edges blur softly into the darkness, you can imagine the slow dance of time near a heavy gravitational giant, the pull of seconds becoming long shadows stretched wide in the hush of the universe. Feel yourself sinking gently into that cosmic rhythm, a pulse slow and deep, a lullaby sung across the vast cosmic sea. Let this knowledge cradle you, a song of stars and gravity, soft and enduring as the night. Throughout this sleep-bound voyage, remember that time's interaction with heavy gravity fields is not just a distant curiosity, but a quiet part of the vast universal story, the story that connects the tiniest particles within us to the titanic forces shaping galaxies and black holes. And as you drift deeper into rest, this connection grows tranquil and clear, a peaceful recognition of your place amid the ebb and flow of the cosmos. Now, with the weight of heavy gravity softly pressing on the fabric of time itself, let your mind quiet and still. There is no rush here, only the slow, assured unfolding of moments that stretch ever wider in the presence of massive stars and collapsing remnants. Let your breath find the pattern of this cosmic dance, slow and certain as the ticking of a distant cosmic clock, measuring moments lengthened by gravity's embrace. Sleep gently under this quiet mathematics of the universe, where seconds linger and the heavy gravity fields shape the flow of time like a masterful artist. And as you rest, the stars will keep their watch, the great gravity wells will hold their silent sway, and time will flow, slow and soft, an endless river whispering your name as you drift ever deeper into dreams. As you settle deeper into softness, your breath drawing steady and calm, let us continue drifting gently through the vastness of time, that curious companion of every traveller. We have, in earlier moments, lingered on the edges where space and time weave their quiet dance. Now, with the night wide and gentle around us, we will explore the intimate, whispered experience of time itself for those who journey far beyond the cradle of our earth, interstellar travellers, voyagers who cross the immense oceans of the cosmos. Imagine, if you will, a ship adrift in the dark folds of space, gliding silently between stars and constellations that look upon it with cold, distant light. This ship, like a cradle in the void, carries its passengers through the silent stretching of hours and days and years that might pass differently within its walls than they do back on Earth. Time, a constant river for us, steady and sure, begins to curve and shimmer in curious ways for those who dare to dance among the stars. To understand their experience, we first need to step alongside them quietly, reverently, on that journey beyond the familiar warmth of our sun. Imagine stepping inside the ship, moving past its hummed machinery and softly lit panels, into the chambers where the travellers live their days and their nights. Here, time becomes an almost tangible companion, one that bends and breathes differently than it does outside these walls. When a traveller moves through the cosmos at speeds approaching that of light itself, a speed so immense that it seems impossible to imagine, they begin to experience something ancient and magical in the very fabric of time. This effect, known to those who gaze deeply into the nature of reality, is called time dilation. It's as though the hands of their own clocks tick with a rhythm that slows gently, almost imperceptibly, while the clocks resting in familiar places elsewhere, on Earth for example, march onward at a brisker pace. Picture this: a traveller moving swiftly through the endless night, their hours measured by the steady pulse of their own heartbeat and the soft tick of clocks that accompany their every moment. Outside, in the calm and familiar realm where their loved ones remain, countless days flow into decades and even centuries. The traveller, serene and steady inside their vessel, might notice that only a few days have passed for them, quiet and slow as falling snowflakes. Yet back on Earth, time has rushed ahead like a river swollen with spring rains. This gentle divergence of time, a paradox cradled in the tenderness of physics, creates a strange yet wonderful experience. For the traveller, time becomes something intimate, almost sculptural, shaped by their velocity and the vast expanses they cross. The cosmos itself seems to breathe with them, cradling their passage and twisting the threads of past, present, and future in unfamiliar ways. Imagine closing your eyes now and feeling yourself aboard this vessel, moving faster than most stars shine, yet feeling your own pulse slow, your senses attuned to the quiet dilation of time around you. A thought occurs, hazy and beautiful. What would it be like to reach forward into a time far beyond your own years, to glimpse the future born of the silent ticking clock outside your sanctuary? This experience, this slow-motion voyage through time, has been dreamt about by storytellers and scientists alike. Though we have not yet sent humans to the stars to live it firsthand, our understanding is grounded in the careful observations of light and matter and the elegant equations that trace the threads of space-time. At speeds close to that of light, the traveller's time slows, most beautifully with no wild distortions, just a soft, smooth stretching that prolongs moments, lengthening a heartbeat until it feels like a gentle ocean swell. Perhaps it helps to imagine that time, in the traveller's perspective, loses some of its urgency. Seconds linger, and there is space to breathe between each falling moment. The sensation is neither heavy nor burdensome, but light, as if one were cradled in the gentle pauses between the ticking of a great cosmic clock. But across the gulf to earth, the pace rushes inexorably on. Days that feel like whispers to the traveller may fill cities, cross generations, fold vast histories into folded sheets of memories waiting to be discovered upon return. The traveller steps carefully in this tidal bridge of time, knowing that their voyage is a journey not just through space, but through the unyielding flow of moving moments carrying all life forward. And yet the traveller's own body and mind adapt to this subtle dance. Inside the ship, their days begin to be measured not only by what clocks say, but by the rhythms of their heart and mind. Interestingly, this spacecraft is often imagined as a small universe in itself, where the progression of sleep and waking, of work and quiet contemplation, allows the traveller to touch upon normalcy amid the unusual cadence of their time. Consider then how sleep unfolds in this context. The traveller, in their private room, a softly lit chamber with windows revealing a cosmos that seems held still, rests under a blanket woven of silence and the gentle tick of their own slowed time. Their dreams may be a bridge between times, fleeting glimpses of earth far in the future, or memories held tightly from times long vanished on this distant shore of space-time. One might wonder if the traveller's sense of aging changes too. For those who move slower with time within their spacecraft, their bodies retain youth and vitality far longer than the relatives and friends they left behind. This creates a bittersweet serenity, a quiet acceptance of time's divergent paths. To experience time so differently is to understand, in a profound sense, that the universe moves both fast and slow, large and small, all at once. Imagine now the quiet moments between waking and sleeping when the traveller gazes out at the star field beyond the ship's viewport. The stars, fixed and eternal from the traveller's vantage, seem both old and new. In truth, many of the stars they see are ancient, their light having travelled hundreds or thousands of years before reaching these watchful eyes. Yet in the traveller's slowing river of time, the light's journey may feel subtle and immediate, a tender connection across untold ages. It is a strange dance, this experience of time for interstellar travellers, where yesterday's stars are glimpsed as neighbours, and tomorrow's moments gleam faintly ahead like distant beacons. Time folds inside the ship like a warm linen sheet, caressing and shaping the traveller's experience in delicate, slow arcs. As the traveller lies down for their final rest of the day, the gentle hum of the ship hums a lullaby of quiet orbiting around distant ideas. The extraordinary stillness of time passing differently envelops their thoughts, moving slowly like a river weaving through dreamscapes. Slowly drifting into sleep, they carry with them the secret of slowed moments, the softness of stretched seconds, and the quiet wonder of moving forward in a time that is both theirs and vastly beyond their grasp. Now breathe with me once more, slow and deep. Let the quiet swell of this story enter your bones, mingling with the soft rhythm of your breath. Time for you ceases its sharp edges here, becoming a tender curtain drawn gently closed. Tomorrow's moments wait patiently, measured and subtle, as you float slowly into the embrace of rest. As the hours pass, your mind might wander beside the traveller, cradled in slow time loops and calm reveries of stars. Feel the peaceful merging of inner and outer moments, the distant beating of hearts across space and time, softly echoing in that quiet place inside you where sleep will soon gather you round. And when the stars begin to shift and dance again, as you sleep deeper still, remember this: the traveller's journey through time is also our own, a silent, ceaseless voyage through moments unfolding softly like petals in the vast garden of existence. So drift gently now, embraced by the quiet mystery of time's unfolding, a tender journey into dreams where past and future melt into the endless now. Sleep well, and whenever you awaken, may this hushed knowledge of time's wonder carry you gently through your day, serene and unhurried, like a traveller floating softly across the eternal seas of stars. As our cosmic voyage through the elasticity of time gently drifts to a close, we're left awestruck, like a comet tail fading into the hush of space. Let these thoughts of gravity's ballet with time cradle you into peaceful contemplation. Until we meet again under the stars, dear dreamers, remember, the universe always has more Dreamtime tales to tell. If sleep has already taken you, may your dreams stay gentle. If you're still awake, feel free to let your mind wander back over the quiet marvels we've uncovered. When morning comes, you can always return for another Dreamtime tale, and I'd love to know which mysteries you'd like to explore next. Sleep now among the gentle stars. Until then, thank you for sharing this calm corner of the cosmos with me. Rest well, breathe deep, and I'll meet you again beneath the stars. Good night.